Hey guys, it's Jen with Cards Zen by Jen. Thank you so much for joining me for another Manic Monday 5-minute card. Today I'm going to be introducing you to this beautiful animal print paper, and we are going to be all about rolling with the punches today. Stampin' Up! Makes amazing punches, and if you are short on space for having a embossing machine on your craft table, Stampin' Up's punches are the best way to elevate your cards quick and easy, and they require very little storage space, and of course very little space to use them actually. So I'm going to be introducing you to a couple of the punches that are available at this time, and we are going to make a quick card. We're going to be using the Glad We're Friends Cling Stamp Set. And this is just a really cute stamp set. I have not used this as much as I've wanted to, so today's my opportunity. We are going to be using one piece of crumb cake paper and one piece of basic black. Again, we're keeping this simple. The Like an Animal specialty paper DSP out right now is absolutely awesome. So if you are an animal print lover like me, you are definitely going to want to get your hands on this while it is available. So here's some of the designs that you can get. It has like the fish or mermaid, whatever you want to call that. Zebra, snakeskin, giraffe, and of course the leopard print. They are double-sided papers. So you have like the gold and silver embossed on one side, and then you have the muted colors on the other side. So these are great to use. We're going to be using them today to make our quick and easy card. And today we are going to be using the animal prints. I'm using the gold, the one with the gold embossed on it. The other side is the muted. But we are going to be cutting this into 1-inch strips. And you're going to ask me, why are we cutting this into 1-inch strips? The reason for that is that we are going to be using this label. This is the Happy Labels Pick a Punch, I believe. Happy Labels Pick a Punch. And it does edging on the side. And if you can see that, it does two different edges. One is more like a movie ticket, and one is just a very small scallop. So we're going to be using that. And the reason it is a pick a punch is because you can do it in different, you can do your strips in different widths. So the widest width is 1 inch, and I'm going to be doing the 1 inch today. So we are going to just cut this. Oops. I'm just going to cut this to 1 inch. And my strips are going to be 1 inch. And I'm going to need 2 of these. And then we are going to cut it down to 3.5 inches long. So we'll cut those. I need 4 of these. You are going to have a little piece left over, and that's okay. Save that one for later. We'll get that. All right, so here's my 4 pieces. I'm going to set this strip aside for another project. We are going to, while we have our trimmer out, we are going to cut our crumb cake. It is going to be our card base. So we're going to cut that to 5.5 inches by 8.5. And we are going to use our basic black as a mat. So that's going to be cut down to 5 1/4. Turn it the other way, 5 1/4 by 4. All right, so again, the star of the show today will be the punches and showing you how they can make a quick and simple card for you. Put my trimmer back away. So first we're going to fold our card base. Just fold it over and crease that with your bone folder. Nice sharp crease there. We're going to set that aside for a moment. We are going to pick the very best trio punch. This does three different it does two different edgings, quite honestly. It does two different edgings. Then it also makes a slot in the top of, if you're making tags, it makes a slot in the top so that you can stick some ribbon through that if you would like. But I today am going to be using this. We're going to be using this one right here. We're just going to do our corners of our mat. So I want it to go this direction. So you just stick it in and see what it does to the corner there for you. And then I want to do the other side, and I want it to be the same design, so I need to flip it over. Flip it over. All right, so now I want the bottom to mimic the same design. Flip it over again. And then the other side, flip it over again. There you go. And that is going to go onto our card front just like that. Let's go ahead and put that on. Add a little bit of glue. So those that know me know that I have an addiction to leopard print and polka dots. I am fascinated with leopard print and polka dots. So it's no surprise that I'm picking the leopard print to use today. But more than that, my husband and I went to see Bringing Up Baby, which is a 1938 romantic comedy with Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant. We went to see that at our local theater last night, and it was amazing. It's one of my favorite movies. And of course, Baby is a leopard that they are dealing with. So we are going to stick our strip in. I'm going to do the very small scallop, stick it until it stops, and press down. Do the other side, stick it until it stops, press down. You see how it gives that just little scallop edge along there? I could probably do a couple of these at one time, because my paper is so thin. It's not very thick paper. But again, we're just sticking that in, pressing down. The punches are so easy to use. And I love when I'm doing classes with kids, I love using the punches because it's just something very easy that kids can use. And I don't have to worry about anything sharp or them not being able to line up. Get rid of my scraps, them not being able to line up the dies. So now we are going to adhere this to our card front. And here are strips. I'm just going to start maybe up here. Start up here. I'm going to lay this out slightly, just so I know where I'm lining things up. But I'm doing this, I'm not lining them up perfectly. There's a reason for that. When I try to line them up perfectly, it's never perfect, and it drives me crazy. So the best thing for me to do is to automatically make them topsy-turvy, and then I don't lose my mind. There's a method to the madness. Let's do that one over here. I usually do the top and then the bottom, and then I fit in the in-between ones, space them out. Again, not perfect, but it's not supposed to be. There you go. What do you think so far? So now we are going to do some stamping, and I probably should have grabbed a piece of white. Grab that here. So here's the other, oh, I did not mean to blind you. Here is the other punch that I'd like to introduce you to today. This is the handmade tag. This is extremely versatile. I use this a lot at Christmas time. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna pull out, actually I'm gonna stamp, you can do this one of two ways. you can punch your paper as basic white, punch your paper and then stamp it, or you could stamp first and then punch. I am going to punch first and then stamp. And I'm gonna grab my scrap paper. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to show you is these remnants that I had. Now, I am a scrapbooker at heart. I have a hard time throwing things away. These remnants that I have from that black paper being punched out on the corners, if you are a scrapbooker, these are really cute to use on your photos in the corners. So you won't want to throw those away. Unfortunately, I have not had a chance to do any scrapbooking for a while, so for today, I'm going to toss them. All right, so we have our punch, and I am going to grab my crumb cake, and I'm going to grab my Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Let me grab the crumb cake, and I'm going to grab back to my stamp set. I'm going to pick this little cat here because he's just kind of cute. And then we're going to use the A Friend Like You Comes Along Once in 9 Lives, because, of course, you know, a leopard is just a big cat, right? So we're going to do this in black, A Friend Like You, and I'm going to do this on, you can do this tag this way or this way. It does not matter, whatever you prefer. But for today, we're going to do it this way. Oops. Did you see how I got a little bit on the end? That's why there's 2 sides to every piece of paper. There are 2 sides. Let's try this again. There we go. That is better. And let me grab another block here. Oops. We are going to do our cat. And we're going to do this because I don't want him to be very dark. He's just going to be in the background here. But we're all little cats that think that we're big cats sometimes, right? Everybody needs that. All right, so there's our stamped piece, and we are going to take the leftover piece that we had of our basic black, and we are going to punch this again. So I have a piece out of the black, and then I have my stamped white piece. I'm gonna put this away real quick. I am notorious for sticking everything in my ink. Bring this back in. Get rid of our scrap paper. All right, so now we are gonna layer this. You can layer it like this. You can layer it like this. Whatever you choose to do. I could have cut another piece of black and layered it underneath. So it would be kind of long, but for today, I want to just do this. So let's go ahead and get that layered up there. And then we are going to bring in our dimensionals because I want to pop this up off of the page. And have all of those. Perfect. And I'm just going to put it pretty much right here in the middle. So there you go. There's your 5-minute card for the day. Hope you like it. Again, use your punches. Let them create a quick card for you. You don't have to get out your embossing machine. You don't have to deal with the dies. Just get out some punches and just go to town. Hope you guys have a great week and have a good rest of your Monday. And I will see you next week. Happy stamping.